versus Soin. Our first match today here on the last Playday. Playday 22 on Sunday the 20th in Rejuvenation Cup. Soin has had a really tough time in this league. He's in last position. He can't really even overtake anyone anymore. But he's still gonna try to give it his best. His matchup against Undead seems to be definitely his strongest. Even against Happy recently, he looked quite good there. 1-0 normally known for being very good against Orc. But in this league also struggled a bit. Especially against Lyn. Didn't stand much of a chance, but 1-0 has been incorporating some new styles as well. So, without much further ado, let's head into map number 1. So in the top right, in the blue, playing the Farseer Headhunter build once again. On Friday, by the way, I made a prediction for the Happy versus Lyn match. Because Chad asked me for a prediction. My prediction was that we were going to see Blade Master at least twice. And I was completely wrong. It was Farseer Headhunter all the way. Lyn played really well. Happy played really well. That was such a sick series. I was so sad that I missed it. But I guess I caught up with the VODs. If you haven't seen that yet, after today's cast, definitely check that out. You can find it on our YouTube or in our Twitch VODs. Happy versus Lyn. Oh, that was a treat. So we're starting off with a bit of creeping on both sides. Both players trying to get level 2 as quickly as they can. And I've seen a development from many of the top orcs. They don't go harass with level 2 Farseer anymore, but rather prioritize getting that level 3 as quickly as possible. They have noticed that if they don't reach level 3 Farseer moving into the mid game, it's going to be very tough. You want to be level 3 Farseer as quickly as you can, and then put pressure on the undead and ensure that the TC is going to be creeping freely. Creating space. That's what we call that. 1-0 comes in, wants to steal some last hits away, but a little bit too late for the coil steal. Good chain lightning there. Secures the kill. 1-0, of course, would love to take this Ogre Magi away. And these are important last hits right here. Farseer already expended a lot of his mana pool. And now creeping the green with the wolves and the rest of the units. I think Soin's doing this pretty well. Skeletons are getting taken out, so it's going to be pretty hard for 1-0 here to keep on creeping. I think the undead only bought 1 rod of necromancy, so he doesn't have many skellies left at all, if any. And it's of course going for the fiends here. Dark Ranger 2nd should be joining. And we don't see the new build by 1-0 here yet. He has shown quite a bit of DK Ghoul builds before. Who was he playing against? 3 days ago? Was it Fly? Or was it Focus? He was playing against Fly or Focus, I forget which one it was. And he's been trying out a new style. DK Ghouls, fast creeping to level 3. And then harassing on tier 2. And then going for Frenzy Ghouls and Destroyers in the late game. A new variation that is being experimented with by 1-0 at the moment. Something that Happy, for example, never plays. But 1-0 always known for pushing the envelope and looking for new strategies. And oftentimes being able to find those new strategies. Dark Ranger joins. I think Soin is a bit of trouble here. He still doesn't have Farseer 3, which again is something that is very needed. Important last hit. Who's gonna get it? 1-0 claims it with the coil, costs him a bit of mana and quite a bit of HP as well, but steals the item away. That parry up actually is pretty damn good, especially to put it on the Lich to ensure it doesn't get one-shot so easily. And of course, experience. Fly didn't play his A game in that series though. Yeah, I agree. Didn't play his very best.
A player's forces are under attack.
The very best is what we saw yesterday with Happy versus Lyn. It was really such a treat, man. It was so super high level. And it was beautifully unforgiving as well. Basically, as soon as one player made a mistake, the other punished it, and they lost the game more or less quickly because of it. But mainly they played extremely well and almost perfect. It was amazing. And they very deservedly took first and second place in Rejuvenation Cup. 1-0 is trying to take third place. To do so, he will need at least a draw today. But then he's gonna probably have to play a tiebreaker. With a win here, he will secure third place. And I just got confirmation from the admins, by the way. In case of a draw here, there will be a follow-up match, a tiebreaker match between 1-0 and Chemical. Soin, though, recovering well. CORSAIR now is harassing the way he's supposed to, and the TC is able to creep freely in the middle, even taking the enemy natural away. This is actually great creeping for Soin. Look at the map. There's also still orange camps left on Soin's side. He's got the lab and the Tuskars still left over. TC with sick items. Wand of the Wind and Pendant, both amazing. 1-0 scouts it now, but it seems to be a bit too late.
Forces are under attack.
Did this DK just get level 3 or 4? Must have been 3. There's no way it was level 4. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. Must have been 3. So, nothing too significant has happened so far. But I prefer Soin's position here a bit. Because he was able to creep so much, because he got a level 3 TC so easily. And he's picking up more items. Would love to get a ring here. That's also good. Tankiness on the TC is exactly what you want. And mana. And invo potions. TC, very strong hero. But very item dependent. Without good items, the TC is a lot weaker. Soin now hoping to find this little timing. Before the Undead has the Lich with Orb ready, and you as the Orc have Berserkers, there's like a 1 minute window, maybe less, where you can go for a decisive fight. And we see it here. Soin finds the timing. Runs in with a TC stomp. Of course, the Ensnare also landed. And it's a good first exchange. If the Raider gets out another Ensnare, that should be another kill. Raider's being kept back, but will fall to the coil. And now the Lich is in. So Soin perhaps staying a bit too long. Should have perhaps been satisfied with the one Fiend and fallen back. So a Fiend for a Raider. Very even exchange.
A player's forces are under attack.
But since the Dark Ranger isn't level 3 yet, the level lead is with Soin. However, the third hero for the Undead here is less level reliant than the Shadowhunter is. Shadowhunter level 1 is okay, but honestly not great. Alright, look at the Hex on the Dark Ranger, preventing the silence against the TC. Very nicely done in a beautiful stomp. And 1-0 not having a Destroyer here seems to be a big mistake. Wand of the Wind being used as well. Now we have the silence being applied. Oh, Lich in trouble. Hex again, and that's so much disable. The Lich is going to be going down because the DK couldn't use the coil. That's the power of the hero disable that Orc has between Stomp, Hex, and in this case also Wand of the Wind. Extremely hard to keep this hero alive. And not having an Invo Potion there, quite hurtful. Quite painful, I mean. And remember the parry up that I mentioned earlier? That was the mistake by 1-0. This parry up should have been on the Lich. But I didn't give it over. It was still on the DK. And that's definitely a mistake. And that cost him the hero and now costs him the red camp. And results in, I would say, a big lead for Soin. By 1-0, he may have lost the Lich, but he didn't lose too much more. He's at 50 supply. And can continue to creep up. Would love to see this being solo crept for the Shadow. If the Shadow gets level 3 here before the next big fight, that's ideal. He's not quite gonna get it from this camp, but he should get it with the Tuskars. TC also almost level 4 already. That's amazing. So he needs a couple of clarities, I would say. But then he will be looking quite strong. Through some kind of dark magic, this merged creep is still here. That's normally never the case. Soin gets the invul potion. And that invul is so important in this matchup. Oh, chain lightning maybe? Ah, not quite. Big item for 1-2-0. Gets the flute. Greatly improving his entire army, basically. Really needs to put that parry apt on the Lich, though. I know having a tank here, DK, is also good. But you want to spread the love. You don't want to have all the tankiness on one hero. And especially level 2 Lich, pretty low level, you know, doesn't have many items. Very susceptible to getting focused. 1-0 wants to get the other red camp. Oh, but Soin with a perfect read. He's gonna come in from behind, looking for the creep jack. 1-0 doesn't have one of his statues on mana regen, by the way, or didn't. Here comes the creep jack now. 1-0 got the item.
A player's forces are under attack.
Warsong battle drums. Wow. Lots of bonus damage on his fiends. He's got 2 auras for them. But what he doesn't have is a TP. Hex again on the Dark Ranger. I like these hexes. Allow the TC to get in. Kodo also with a speed scroll moving forward. And he didn't forget about the dust. 1 fiend eaten, 1 fiend killed. And now focusing on the Death Knight. He's very tanky. He's got bonus health, armor, and evasion. But the problem for 1-0 is his army is just tiny. He's got 2 destroyers in the air, whose damage isn't that high. And there's actually no fiends left on the ground. Soin with 56 supply. Looking very strong right here. One fiend getting caught in the back as well. 1 or 2 headhunters going down, but we still have... How is this 54 supply for 1-0? Doesn't look like it. He's got lots of statues and destroyers, I guess. I wonder if he's going to switch perhaps into frenzy ghouls here. With the fiend count so low, this is worth a consideration. Supply-wise, we should still be pretty even, but 3 of those supply is in the Kodo's stomach. And 1-0 has the advantage that he has passive sustain from the statues. He's getting mana regen and HP regen, whereas Soin will have to fall back for some clarity soon. 1-0 got the next invuln. The Lich is still very exposed, by the way. No survivability items at all on the Lich. I still think that's a mistake. But we'll see if it's gonna come into play. They have some fiends now once again in the mix. Silence on the TC, not popping the invul potion to break through it. But the next stomp could be huge. More destroyers being morphed, the first 2 taken out, 1 to the wind, second charge, last charge being used. Here comes the stomp. Very nicely placed once again against the heroes and the fiends. Lich in trouble, pulled back, will survive. Destroyers off to the side as well. Mana now low everywhere. Almost no healing left. This again is where the statue is a huge help. Lich getting targeted once more. And how does this Lich not have any items? Quick dispel against the Hex. Might just barely allow him to survive. No. Lich still goes down. Look at this DK. He's got 5 survivability items. And the Lich has 0. Had 0. At this point, it clearly is a big mistake. The 1-0 isn't out of it yet. Tavern Rest, the Lich is back on the field. TC also, by the way, very survivable. Great items that he found here. One more coil onto the Lich. That was the last one for a little bit. Pretty scrappy fight now. Fiends getting revealed. Oh, there could be 2 kills. Indeed it is. Shadowhunter gets to level 4. Speed scroll and boost. Trying to save the Kodo. No mana left on 1-0 for more nukes. The Undead at 41 supply. One more heat wave. Especially with the hero kill. This fight also went to Soin. But 1-0 is staying in it. He's trying to hold his own. Oh, and the TC, did you see the experience bar? He's about to get level 5. This fiend, once it's devoured, might actually get him level 5. Yeah, it should be. Especially if he's getting solo experience. Don't know if he's gonna try to min-max here. But TC level 5 is quite the weapon. Oh yeah, look at that. He's sending the Shadow Hunter away. He knows the Kodo is going to be devouring the Fiend here in a moment. It's pretty cool. Look at that. Boom! There's level 5. And the Farseer also got closer to 5. Level 5 Farseer, not really that super strong. Especially if there's destroyers. But, you know, every bit helps. 3-1 upgrades already on these Berserkers. Wow. And extremely good levels for Soin. But I think he doesn't have an invuln anymore, right? And that can really be a big problem. I feel like undeads in this matchup undervalue upgrades on the Fiends. Oh! Frenzy Ghoul transition. Okay. Wouldn't be too surprised, by the way, if we see a Ghoul Build on map 2. I would say, if it's Autumn Leaves, we're definitely gonna see a Ghoul Build. That opening looks extremely strong on Autumn Leaves. Still an even game though. 1-0 only on the Fiends. 1-0 against 3-1. But sitting at 15 now, 1-0 could try to go for more upgrades. But also, ideally, you want to be ready at a moment's notice to go for a push. Because you never know if the Orc might not go for a Tiny Great Hall. Most Orcs on the top level nowadays have learned not to be too greedy with Tiny Great Halls. And rather build a big army in being fighting shape. But still, can always be placed. Thank you, by the way, O'Kane with a 9-month resub. And Plankje with a 6 months says, oh yeah. It's quite a lot of destroyers. Don't know how I feel about so many destroyers. They could die pretty quickly. Toxie says, you know how I feel. You know how you feel? Well,
forces are under attack.
Seems like you know me also quite well. Alright, off we go. Frenzy Ghouls now in the mix as well. We have 4 destroyers in the air. This is gonna be a pretty intense fight. Wand of Illusion can make things quite difficult. Yesterday, by the way, that last map, I would say, was basically won by Wand of Illusion, which led to a great fight for Happy. Oh, Shadowhunter getting nuked right away. Invoke Potion forced at the beginning. The TC didn't get silenced, so his first stomp was wonderful. And the second one as well. Oh my god, these stomps. We have the level 3 wolves coming in now as well. The DK getting targeted. Oh, last second with the Invoke Potion. Has to fall back. May have to pop that heal scroll as well. Indeed, he does. The damage of the Berserkers is so high that ghouls were taken out right away. TC comes in again for a huge stomp. Both sides finding plenty of kills. TC lining up the next big stomp. He's in position perfectly. Is he gonna try to get a hero kill with it? We'll see. Destroyer goes down. Oh, and the coil missed! He used the coil but lost the destroyer. More Destros have to be more to deal with the wolves. But the Lich is in trouble. The coil is late again. And with the Chain Lightning, that's the hero kill. GG. And 1-0 for Soin. And even if Soin had a very tough time in the Rejuvenation Cup, against Undead, he clearly knows what he's doing. Able to beat Happy before in the WC3 Champions Finals, and also making it very close in the series against Happy here on Playday 18, where Soin got 2 maps against Happy's 4. And 1-0. Definitely got caught off guard by that Wand of the Wind. Losing the Lich for the first time. Didn't get I think he made 2 mistakes there. Didn't get destroyers fast enough. But of course also a bit unlucky. Having to play against Wand of the Wind. You don't always keep that in the back of your mind. But secondly, and this is the bigger one, not giving the Periapt to the Lich. This is 100% a mistake. In my opinion, clearly. Especially if it's level 1 Lich. Especially if it's level 1 Lich. That hero dies so easy. That Periapt had to go on the Lich. But 1-0 seems to view it differently. Because even later on, when the game slowed down a bit and he had time to consider and shuffle around his items, I think even then he didn't give the Periapt to the Lich. Which I believe he certainly should. Something that also Happy will prioritize if he finds Periapt or Bell of Giant Strength. Happy will put that on the Lich, which is very helpful. Just surviving for that 1 more second to buy the time for the coil to come in can make all the difference. Yeah, 1-0 surprised us all quite a bit by going for that Ghoul build the other day. It was against Fly. Yeah, exactly. Was also on Playday 18. As I said before, I believe on Autumn Leaves it's extremely good. It's of course all because of the creep patterns. On Concealed Hill is also pretty good. There's a lot of camps you can creep really well with ghouls on Concealed. Outside of that, the maps we might see, maybe even Echo, although it's vetoed most of the time. Echo is not really good for ghouls. So maybe because of that, Soin may want to leave it in the pool. And then, of course, we also have Tidehunters, which is also pretty damn good for ghouls. So we'll see if 1-0 goes back to it. It was very fun to see before. Let's see what we get now. Oh, wait, I didn't even update the score. So off we go. Last Refuge, map 2. In we go. Kind of unusual to see this one making it through the vetoes. Normally this gets vetoed by Orc most of the time. Echo and LR are normally the Orc vetoes. But here it does make it through indeed. And this map also not the greatest for ghouls. Lots of ensnares that can lead to ghoul losses. Not the best creeps really for ghouls. Especially the merchant creeps, very bad for ghouls. But it was a ghoul build, right? I didn't quite see it. What do you think about the format of Rejuvenation Cup? I think it's really good. I have read that some people don't like the fact that games can end in a draw. But I think it's completely fine that games can end in a draw in a long league format like this. Yeah, I like it quite a bit. I think it's missing like this one grand final, epic moment at the end. So I think it would be cool if first and second place had like a bonus best of 5 match for, I don't know, $1,000 or something like that. I think that would be cool because there's not this big climax at the end, you know. But other than that, I like it.
A player's forces are under attack.
So we do have the Ghoul build this time by 1-0. He revealed this, showed it the first time against Fly a couple of days ago. And the idea there was use the ghouls, creep super fast with a DK in the early game. As it turns out, you can actually creep as fast or maybe even faster than the CORSAIR can and the headhunters. Get that level 3 quick, retain your mana pool as much as you can, and then go hunting with level 3 DK, and later on also a Lich that will be joining. And I criticized then already Fly for playing very passively against it. I feel like once you're level 2 CORSAIR and you have 3 or 4 headhunters, I think you really should be going aggressive. Because you can punish ghouls quite heavily. Once you have 4 or 5 headhunters, you will be winning any fight. So you can bully the undead away from camps at the very least, and maybe even get some kills. But just trading level 3 for level 3 is, I think, a bit too passive of an approach by the orcs. Of course, this is a new strategy, a new... what's the word I'm looking for? A new nuance that undeads have developed here, especially 1.0, this Ghoul Build. Oh my god, these items, by the way. Oh, Jesus! Double claws, gloves, even the replenishment potion is great here for 1.0. And you might be able to force the TP here on the CORSAIR. Okay, but he doesn't want to overcommit. He knows there's a shop nearby for speed scrolls and heal salves and all that. And with this build, since you don't have fiends, since your single target focus fire isn't so strong, and you also don't really want to creep on tier 2, you don't go Dark Ranger normally, but you rather go Lich. Ghouls very good in the early game for creeping. Pretty strong in the late game with Frenzy. But in between, they're very weak. So like against Night Elf, with this build, 1.0 normally wants to just keep the ghouls in the main, harvest lumber all the time, rush tier 3, and just harass with the heroes on the way to tier 3 until Frenzy is finally finished. Here comes the Lich. Slaughterhouse. But Soin so far able to keep all of his headhunters alive, so this is fine for him. The question is, though, how is this TC going to be able to creep? Because once the Lich arrives, there's going to be quite some pressure on Soin. Would love to see the Lich picking up at least a lot of Necromancy, maybe even a heal potion, to keep up the harass. TC comes out first, before the Lich. Or if he could creep, for example, the lab, that would be huge. If he gets level 2 right away, before the Lich arrives, that would be perfect for him. Wonder doesn't have a skeleton on the map, so he has to guess right now where the opponent is. He's gonna check the bottom right first. Okay, he's checking the Merc camp. Nothing there, so next assumption is he's on the high ground. Oh, wait a minute, the TC! Oh my god, he might be dead. Oh! Coil! Oh! And that was careless creeping by Soin. With this strategy, it's guaranteed that the undead is going to be harassing you aggressively. And I guess Soin thought if the Lich and the DK were to come, they're going to come through the middle, and the Farseer was trying to cover the middle, but instead 1.0 came through the south. This was a bit lucky for 1.0. This wasn't exactly planned, but it works out here for him. And Soin with a big creep mistake. Against this style, you have to creep cautiously. You have to go over to the gold mine, treat the natural, and take it slow. And now tier 3 is finished. Frenzy Ghoul upgrade coming in. Dark Ranger 3rd should be joining. Destroyer form as well. The TC at least got level 2. Did get good experience. He's so far away from 3. I would love to see Happy play this style. But he never seems to do that.
player's forces are under attack.
What's the consumable here? Big heal potion. Very good for 1-0. Soin got one great consumable with the big mana. And one very bad one with the Book of the Dead. That one is terrible.
A player's forces are under attack.
Oh, but to attack into the main and buy some time, this Book of the Dead might actually be helpful. Destroy form isn't quite finished yet, but it will be in a moment. And the question is how 1-0 is going to respond to this. One destroyer would be able to deal with it easily. Oh, look at that. The acolytes are all stuck in the back as well. They can't even retreat. Whew, this is very painful for 1-0. Oh my god, this is costing him so much. He's using 4 acolytes and all mining time. He's trying to make up for it by doing damage in the main against the opponent. And 1-0 probably has the stronger army right now, but he's suffering heavily economically. Coil Nova flies, easy kills. The ghouls all a little hurt already though, but importantly the TC isn't level 3. With TC on level 3 this would all be very different. But that's not the case. And even if 1-0 took a lot of damage in the main, he also got a lot of damage done himself.
The town is under siege.
Okay. Wait, he doesn't have enough gold to make any more acolytes. Oh my god. 1-0 has to sell some items here, I think. Using the Emo potion to break through the silence. But the stomp hit nothing! It hit absolutely nothing! Soin too slow with the stomp, and the positioning wasn't perfect either. When you're playing against ghouls, against a good undead who can use those ghouls, move those ghouls well, it's much harder to get the perfect stomps off with a TC. That was a good one. CORSAIR in trouble. Whoo, dodges the coil with the TP. They're heavily going for the hero focus, but will have to retreat here sooner or later, I guess. But the heroes still remaining with statues in the mix are still a danger. Only level 1 heal wave. And this was the last one. DK getting targeted. Does have the big heal potion. No hex here to pressure him. And that TC kill and the double level up might be game, but is 1-0 mining at all is the question. He might just be he might just be broke. I'm not sure. Yeah, without that Book of the Dead harass, this game would be ultra mega over. But perhaps 1-0 just can't get any more gold. That would of course change things. But still, the undead is getting so many kills. And he can always sell items to be able to make more acolytes again. But he's trying to get as many kills right now as he can. There's one more Nova ready. Can definitely take out the Kodo. Oh, and the Shadow Hunter also going down. Soin getting battered and bruised on map number 2. And what is there again showing? This new ghoul style might really show some promise. 1-0 diving deep. He's also losing quite a few units himself. But he's getting killed and he's getting lots of experience, man. Dark Ranger must be close to 3 now, I think. There's still no acolytes. Lol. 17 supply for 1-0. He's probably trying to sell some items now. Could sell the TP, I guess. Did he use the TP before? I don't think so, right? Didn't sell the TP, sold something else. Sold the gloves, I believe. Economy slowly being re-established as the TC finally gets his level 3.
A player's forces are under attack.
Oh, replenishment potion here. Wonderful for the DK as well, as he doesn't have status anymore. Oh, the CORSAIR! Oof. One hit and one coil away from dying. So I'm trying to retreat. Clenched butt cheeks right now. That CORSAIR almost went down. CORSAIR survives. In the end, it's only a headhunter who goes down. Berserker. And that's Dark Ranger 3. And 1-0 has very strong hero levels. 4, 3, 3. Way better than the opponent. CORSAIR, of course, falls off in the late game. Always. So you kind of want to be ahead on hero levels as the Orc with this strategy. But that ain't the case. He went for Zeppelin. So, is he thinking about a Raider drop, maybe? He doesn't have that many Raiders. Three Raiders. Okay. I don't think that's enough to destroy the Haunted Gold Mine. 1-0 creeping the red. Got a Helm of Valor. Very good item for the Dark Ranger. And also, worth a lot of gold if you have to sell something. He might actually be able to get it. With Ensnare, Chain Lightning, Stomp, kill all the Acolytes, then go for the Haunted. 1-0 needs to TP fast. Here comes the TP. Has to counter TP out. The Raider... Oh! He saved it, right? I think he saved the Raider. Killed 3 Acolytes. That was a great move. Very nicely done by Soin.
A player's forces are under attack.
Soin still has the supply lead, but don't let that fool you. These undead heroes more than make up for that supply right now. Level the Magi, another great item for 1-0. Level 4 on the Lich. I wonder if with this style you shouldn't perhaps play Dark Ritual. And skip Frost Armor. Frost Armor is so good though. It's hard to say no to. But level 2 Dark Ritual is also crazy. Yeah, and chat is saying it already. The Undead main will last way longer. And here we go, another Raider drop. Not the full army though. Only the CORSAIR and 3 Raiders. But that's 2 Acolyte kills. Oh, and Speed Scroll on the Zep. And the Zep gets out with that Speed Scroll pretty easy. Nice play. 1-0 perhaps could have dispelled that Speed Scroll a little bit better. Definitely don't want to get the Zep caught. That would be painful. Yeah, true. A Gargoyle would be a good idea. Wasn't even thinking about that. Good call, chat. At this point, 1-0 should definitely have made a Garg. But he is refusing at the moment. Alright, this was a bit of a wasted TP, I guess. 1 Raider goes down. But I guess there was no way for the Zeppelin really to get back to land, so... was perhaps the best he could do. DK about to get level 5 over here, by the way. And Dark Ranger about to get 4. Oof. And I think he sold the Helm of Valor, right? I believe he did.
Player's forces are under attack.
Shadowhunter is still not level 3. That's a problem. 1-0 very much seems to be equalizing the series right here. Oh, Shadow's so close to 3. So close! Oh, he gets it! Oh boy, these Raiders. And against such an undead army, it's always very stressful to micro perfectly. TC trying to get out the Stomp, but the Ghouls were partly dodging. And now the Berserkers go down quick. Silence follow-up. Next Stomp has been prevented for quite some time. We even see the Wand of the Wind coming into play. So much disable against the TC. After the Wand, he can be silenced again, perhaps. Wait, did that Stomp land, or was it cancelled? I'm not even sure. It doesn't really matter. Soin is losing everything. The Undead Heroes are too strong. And that is GG. One big mistake by Soin here this game was creeping too greedy with the TC, not seeing the opponent coming, losing the TC, and then being too low level and being behind for the rest of the game. But I still think the Orcs are just playing the wrong opening against this. I think they're being way too passive. When you see the Ghoul build, I think you gotta play aggro. Not necessarily on level 1, because there's not much you can do with just one CORSAIR against like 4 Ghoul creeping. But creep level 2, get like 3-4 headhunters, and then put on the pressure. Don't allow DK to get level 3 for free. I think that's a big mistake that they keep making. Soin and Fly, both. So the new strat works out again. Pretty cool that finally we see a different build that can work. Seemed like for a long time the Tet Fiend build with the Dark Ranger was the only thing that was working out. But here 1-0 innovating once again, as he did so often. Remember, for a chance at third place, 1-0 needs to get at least a draw today. If 1-0 gets the win, then it's going to be him in third place, overtaking Chimiko. In case of a draw, we're going to have a rematch, a tiebreaker rematch between Chimiko and 1-0 to decide third place. Is today the last day of Rejuve Cup? Yes, it is! Today, Playday 22, the last day. Hopefully there's going to be a Season 2. I've enjoyed this tournament quite a bit. I like the format as well. Really hoping for a Season 2. But we don't know yet. We don't know if there's going to be a second season. Alright, map number 3. What are we gonna get now? It is Autumn Leaves. And this has to be a Ghoul build, right? What's the timing on the script? Can't see it at the moment. Autumn Leaves is amazing for the Ghoul build opening, because you can get level 3 super fast. Faster even than CORSAIR Headhunters. Green, Merchant, Natural, or Green, Natural, Merchant, whatever order you prefer. Gets you level 3 super quick, a couple of nice items, and yeah, at a very, very fast timing. Lots of creeps here have medium armor, so the ghouls can take him out very easy. And just the perfect difficulty of creep camps. The first green, of course, very easy. The Merchant can be a bit tough, but with 4 ghouls and skellies, you can also creep the Merchant very easy. So yeah, this is the perfect map. I think Orcs have to veto this nowadays. Against 1-0 at least? I think Orcs have to veto this map. No cap. Or play more aggressively. There's a way you can play aggressive here pretty well. The Orc could just creep the green at the beginning like they always do, get the item there, and then send the wolves and the headhunter over to the green while the Farseer runs across the map. You'll be getting level 2, and be in position to harass at the merchant or the natural, depending on where the undead is. Cool thing about this opening also for 1-0 is he knows all the orcs with fast headhunters nowadays are really greedy and are never scouting. So you can make things tough for the orc, having to guess early what build it is, what the creep route is. Alright, here we go. This is what I was talking about. Farseer resummons the wolves, moves south, and is ready to harass. This has to be better than just going creeping.
A player's forces are under attack.
1-0 perhaps could have adjusted, going for the easier camp if he knows that the Farseer is harassing. Oh, you don't want to get surrounded, of course. And he gets level 2 now. A lot of damage on the DK. Didn't use the Chain Lightning. Did he just steal a Lacet with the Acolyte? No way. He may have. I'm not sure. Yeah, but this is definitely better for Soin. He's draining mana out of the DK, he's putting damage on him, he's slowing down the creeping. You see, guys? I knew it. I told you. Harass is much better.
A player's forces are under attack.
But the Ritual Dagger being purchased here actually shows a lot of value. Healing up the DK and the ghouls. And the big creeper still left. Big item there as well. Stacking up on claws is extremely valuable, especially for the undead.
A player's forces are under attack.
Problem is, with this creeping for Soin, some of the headhunters are already damaged, so they could die super easy. Alright, Coil secures the kill. Shouldn't Soin be bringing 3 of these headhunters south at least? I think he should. I like the adjustment here by Soin, playing more aggressively now against this style. I think that's the right call. But with the headhunters, I think he's still being a bit too cautious. Now they're coming south, but they could have been interfering already at the merchant earlier.
Forces are under attack.
Here on Old Autumn Leaves, it's really easy to snipe the items from the middle. Nice read by 1-0. He's expecting this, but he's a bit too late. Farseer took a lot of damage here. He's going to have to back up, disengage from the camp. With the DK extremely close to level 3. And wonderful items again. Wow. Wait a minute. Ah, yeah, never mind. I was thinking, did he buy 2 circlets? But no, he bought one and found one. And gets the level 3 now. A lot of mana items for Soin. Sometimes finding too many mana items can actually be not so optimal, as you can't even use all that mana anyways. One headhunter goes down, but the other 2 seem to be getting saved with the heal self. We got the Lich second again. Slaughterhouse, tier 3 rush. I would love to see Lin going up against this new 1-0 strat. I'm sure he already has some ideas of how to counter. Against this style, Shadowhunter second might actually be... But might it be good? I'm not sure. Shadow Hunter Raider, maybe you could force the DK to TP out. I don't know. This is still early days. We still don't know what the new orc counter against this build is.
Players' forces are under attack.
But so far it's been working out super well. Super well for 1-0. PC now able to creep up a bit, gets a ring, which is actually really good. Skelly scouting there wasn't quite perfect. 1-0 missed the TCs creeping. Would have loved to pick off some more headhunters. But Soin made it to the late game with his headhunter army almost entirely intact. Only lost a single headhunter, which I would say is great for the orc here. But now tier 3 is finished, Frenzy is coming, and of course also Destroyer form, so it's going to be a scary timing for Soin soon. And the TC needs to get level 2 ASAP. Dark Ranger will be joining in a moment as well. The Lich can try to see the last hit. Mana pot on the DK to have more coils. Oh, did he get it? I'm not sure who got the last hit. I think it was the Lich. Oh, and he gets another one with the right click. Oh, wow. Huge last hits right here. Doesn't use the next Nova. And the TC is only level 1. Whew, he gets the Rune Braces, which is amazing. That's a bad position for Soin. 1-0 again. Finds himself in a great spot. Lich about to get level 2 right here. I wonder, with the strategy, do you need Frost Armor or can you skip Frost Armor? Well, he's not skipping it. We see it here for the Ghoul. With the Ensnare, Soin is trying to get some easy kills. The 1-0 is even trying to save the Ghouls. Oh, DK now in trouble with a Hex follow-up. Death Knight could be perhaps fortunate with the TP. Speed Scroll chase. But the Undead army is so fast, the Frenzy Ghouls can run out of range very quickly. Same for the Destroyers. Last hit goes to Soin. Finally gets level 2. That's a huge deal to have the aura now. And now we're looking much more even. Oh, nice Ensnare dodge. Statue not picked off.
A player's forces are under attack.
And we're gonna fight for the next big consumable. Soin should get it pretty easy. These consumables are such a big deal. Double big mana potion and mana stone. Oh my god, he's got infinite mana. Honestly, a few invo potions or heal potions would be better. Not just all mana, but it is what it is. Nice dodge there by the Ghouls once again. You can see 1-0 is moving in the Ghouls, trying to bait a stomp, and then pulling them back. Silence on the TC, doesn't have an invo potion. Shadowhunter taking a lot of damage! And goes down real quick. I'm not sure if he was silenced or not. But the Shadowhunter falls, he was only level 1, so I guess he's gonna be back soon at least. DK sent off to the side. And the Ghoul is always trying to stay away from the TC. You can see them being moved manually away from the TC, trying to dodge that big stomp. And the DK gets level 4, level 2 aura now, and even bigger help. That's also the cool thing about this build. You don't have to go Death Pact, because the Ghouls are always the targets. And that's the right call. The Orc has to target the Ghouls. So the heroes are safe usually. 1-0, I would say. He is winning this fight here. Although he lost quite a bit himself as well. Those Ghouls that he lost can be remade very quickly. One more Ghoul did fall. And with the Berserkers dying so fast, the Destroyers are always pretty safe to rain through the air. And that means that the Wolves have no effect. Kodo goes down level 3 on the Lich. The TC still only level 2. Frost Armor is a must. Yeah, especially for hero focus. Like, to protect your heroes against hero focus. It's a huge help. I'm not sure if it's so necessary for the ghouls, but for the heroes, yeah, it's a giant difference maker. Statue taken out, that's a big deal. No more region at the moment for 1-2-0. But he's going to take out a Raider as well. Ensnare now missing. Next statue is in. That one can't be dealt with. Level 2 Nova hits. And that's more Berserkers falling. TC comes in for another stomp. Oh, it's only level 1 stomp. That is just a joke at this stage in the game. And 1-0 looking poised to take the 2-1 lead. The Ghoul Build. The DK Ghoul Build. Looking pretty damn good, man. It's been like 1.5 years of Farseer headhunters, right? And only now have we seen this Ghoul build emerge. And it's looking good at the moment. Once Lyn plays against it and Lyn tries to counter it, we'll see how good it really is. The cement upgrade is being researched, but it's too late to save the first 2 burrows. TP very defensively. It's of course another strength of the strategy. With Frenzy Ghouls and Destroyers you can get into the bag quickly. You have lots of damage, especially from magic. Silence hits again. TC is not hit from the silence, but he doesn't have mana anyways. Oh, big heal scrolls. Healing up all the ghouls once again. And with this kind of fight you can see the battle is all over the place. It's not a very clear front line. There's no clear position for the TC to get the easy big stomp off. The TC has a much tougher time against this strategy compared to the strat against Fiends. Of course, if he hits the perfect stomp on like 7 ghouls, it's magical. But a player as good as 1-0 will always be able to prevent that. Or let's say, almost always. And the wolves don't do nothing. You'll do fucking nothing. You'll do nothing. 4 Destroyers now in the air. And as there's no high amount of Berserkers, they are pretty good. Of course, considering this is 20 supply, they don't have the most DPS, but they're very, very hard to take out for the Orc at this stage in the game. And Soin's gonna have to call it GG. 2-1. Is the proper thing to do against that Blade Master? I've been screaming about the Blade Master in this matchup for a long time. I've been heralding his return, but he hasn't quite come back yet. How about Wyvern? Wyvern are very risky. Once Intelligence level 3, and the Destroyers have a bit of mana, and then Coil Nova focus, those Wyvern die very quick. We even saw some gargoyles being made against it. Yeah, Wyvern is exactly what Fly tried against this style, and it didn't really work out too well, to be honest. One to Zero needs one more map to guarantee at least a rematch with Chimiko for 3rd place. And he needs 2 more maps for the win here, and with that, 3rd place in the Rejuve Cup. Yeah, good point by chat. It might be worth considering that you may want to play the TC differently. Normally the TC is always the frontliner who runs in ahead of the rest of the army, trying to get deep into the Fiends. But if you're playing against this Ghoul style, maybe you have to play you have to position the TC defensively. Manually keep him next to the Berserkers, so that when the Ghouls run in, then you can use the Stomp. The downside of that is, if the TC is standing in the middle of the army next to the Berserkers, then the Undead may just hit the sides, left or right, where the TC isn't. And that's the big advantage of Frenzy Ghouls. With Frenzy Ghouls and Aura, especially level 2 Unholy Aura, they are so fast. They can get to any position super quick. And microing against that, I think, is a lot harder for the Orc than it is against the Fiend style. I think on the flip side, with the Fiend style against the Mass Headhunters, I think it's a lot harder for the Undead to micro the whole thing. With Ghouls and Destroyers, I think it's quite a bit easier, actually. All right. We have our fourth map, and it's a different one again. As you can hear from the chirping in the background already, you may know this is Tidehunters. With a 2-1 lead for 1-0, the Undead. Thank you, by the way, Dawn of War 90 with a 29-month resub. Muchas gracias. The one guy in the chat's name is making me laugh. Wiggle, wiggle, bounce. Oh, that's a great name, bro. Alright, what do we have here? Lich! What? 1-0 is entering the Twilight Zone again. Lich first? Is he expanding?
A player's forces are under attack.
Lich has the big problem that he's squishy to begin with. He can't heal very well, although nowadays it's better with the Ritual Dagger. And he's slow, so once he takes some damage, the Farseer and the Wolves can chase him very easily, and the Lich can oftentimes have a very tough time just staying out on the map. He's actually expanding. What a mad lad. God damn, I love 1-0. I love Happy more, but 1-0 is also very cool. That's a fast expo. Lol. Ring certainly not the item he was hoping for, but good enough. Very low lumber on 1-0. Did he forget to make a ghoul for a while there? Kind of seems like he did. He wasn't creeping with 3 ghouls. He was creeping with 3, not with 4 ghouls. 1-0 needs one last hit to get level 2. And this time it should certainly be Dark Ritual. Of course you don't want to use the Nova on the Woofy. There's the first Nova. Oh, it's a big kill. Can he deny it, perhaps? No! That's Lich level 2 and should be starting to use those Dark Rituals pretty quick. Now that it goes down. But Soin should get the cancel at least. Oh, Nero's about to be finished here, by the way. The Farseer in danger of getting surrounded. Oh my god, if he doesn't get the cancel, it's a disaster. It's a disaster! Okay, should get it though, right? Oh, it's so close. Alright, I'm not sure if he did cancel it or if it was just destroyed. Oh, eats the Skelly. Ooh, almost got the kill there with the Nova. And this early is working out really well for 1-0. Lich Fast Expo. Isn't that what Labyrinth always plays? Yeah, and the cool thing about this is, like, once there's a couple of headhunters on the field, like 4, 5, 6, you can really put pressure, heavy pressure on the expansion. But the Lich, it's pretty easy for him to take out those first two Headhunters. You use the first Nova for creeping, and the next two Novas to kill Headhunters. And of course, you're going to be level 2 fast. You can use Dark Ritual. It's actually pretty good. Lich got the level 3. Would love to see some boots for that Lich. Increased mobility is a big help for him. And especially with those boots, he could demolish those Headhunters quickly. And I think Soin wisely going into Grunts. Because the Headhunters are not gonna have a good time. Yep, there's the next Nova. Gets a deny? Okay. But the thing is, the Lich is level 3 already. These denies sort of help. But they don't help that much.
A player's forces are under attack.
Raider Walker by Soin. That's probably the right choice. Raider Walker can be really strong on tier 2 if you find the right timings, especially if you find TC level 3. As long as the enemy doesn't have destroyers, Spirit Link very strong. And of course with the fast expansion, 1-0's destroyers will be delayed by a long time. However, if Soin doesn't find big damage with the Raider Walker timing, he's gonna be in trouble. Would love to get a fast level 4 Lich. I can smell it, boys. I can smell it. Level 2 Dark Ritual is so sick on Lich first. You can just spam Nova non-stop. Always a pleasure to see 1-0 play. He's got so many different strats. Oh, not killing the Berserker. No, he is. Ensnare should be ready in a moment. Then the Lich has to be a bit careful, I guess. He doesn't have a TP anymore.
Forces are under attack.
Soin is struggling to just level up somewhat decently. Only now, level 3 on the Farseer where the Lich... Is this level 4 for him? Oh my god, it's level 4. RIP. 640 mana pool on the Lich. And a ton of regen. Thanks to Dark Ritual. Oh yeah, get that Ritual Dagger, bro. I mean, Necromancy. Get it. Fast tier 3. Is he delaying the DK even?
A player's forces are under attack.
Alright, here we go. This is the timing. Raider Walker need to do a lot right now. Oh, he didn't get a lot of Necromancy, which is kind of weird. But the Nova is going to be doing a lot of damage right here. Having to go for this push with a level 1 TC only does not feel good. Oh, the Nova is doing so much damage, dude. But that's the downside of ghouls, of course. They're good on tier 1, they're good on tier 3 with Frenzy, but in between, they are very bad. It's all down to the Lich at the moment. To hold on here, to defend, he's trying to buy time for the DK, statues, and more fiends to come out. Very smartly, 1-0 rebought the TP. He knew his hero might be getting targeted. And he will have to use that TP here in a moment. Whoa! Dude, where was the stomp? He could have killed him with a stomp, couldn't he? I'm pretty sure he could. He didn't use the stomp. Soin. That was a late TP. Dangerous, dangerous. One tower taken out. He's going for the Lich again, but there was only one Raider this time. Oh, he gets the surround. Trying to fight out with the Nova. Oh wow, it's gonna be a huge kill. Oh boy, level 4 hero kill. That's a lot of experience. 1-0 perhaps a bit too greedy, going for the fast tier 3. If he had gone for a slaughterhouse and upgrades and more fiends first, that may have been the better choice. And he unsummons? It's actually fine for 1-0, honestly. He's on the way to tier 3. He's gonna have destroyers soon. And Soin is stuck on tier 2 with walkers. So a bit of a mistake here by 1-0, I would say. Like, you could argue that still going tier 3 is the right call, but you have to make the DK first. He went tier 3 first and delayed the DK. And that must clearly be a mistake. Someone's trying to find the timing before the destroyers and frenzy is ready. Oh, eats the fiend. Oh my god, did you see how much mana they got for that? You get like 200 mana from eating the fiend. Juicy.
A player's forces are under attack.
Level 1 DK is not very tanky at all, but the ghouls position nicely. Prevent the approach. Oh, TC gets 3, that's a big one. But he's a bit afraid of going in again. He knows the nuke can hit him quite well. The Nova hits the Raider. The slow is lasting a long time. And if the Lich gets level 5, there is no chance for this Orc army. And guess what? He's not too far away from that. Also, with Wolves and Spirit Link, Destroyers get a lot of mana from Dispelling. This could be the perfect game for a Crypt Lord third, couldn't it? If I was 1-0, I'd definitely go Crypt Lord third here. To be fair, Dark Ranger is almost guaranteed better, but Crypt Lord is way cooler.
A player's forces are under attack.
Someone's gonna catch up in tech here in a moment. But guess which tech he doesn't have? The cement upgrade! Look at the lumber on Soin. He's got 900 lumber, but no cement upgrade. Why do these orcs keep doing this? Just get the upgrade, dude. Oh, level 5 Lich. Level 5 Lich with level 2 Dark Ritual. Good splits by Soin. He's trying to minimize the damage from the Nova. But the Lich don't care. Oh my god, the Nova is so sick. RIP Orc Army. DK now level 3. And that must be it. Soin calls it GG and 3-1 for 1-2-0. The Chinese undead now only one map away from taking 3rd place in Rejuvenation Cup. We're playing 3 different builds here. The Tet Fiend standard build didn't quite work out. But the DK Ghoul build with heavy creeping works out well, and so does the Fast Expo. Fast expansion, of course, only possible on very specific maps, like Tidehunters. I would say also like Echo Isles. Maybe Last Refuge? Not sure about that, though. Yeah, I would say 1-0 definitely has shown that his mechanics aren't quite on the same level as Happy's, but through strategies, he can still score big points and stay competitive. Now, to be fair, against Happy, 1-0 was squashed, and also against Lin, but against everyone else, he's been doing pretty damn well. Our map number 5 is gonna start in a moment. Chat is saying Cryptlord next game. I'd love to see it. Cryptlord's still my favorite hero. But against a really good orc, Cryptlord doesn't really work. He's just gonna pick you apart little by little until you've lost all your mana, HP, beetles, ghouls go down. If the orc slips up a little bit and gets a couple of headhunters surrounded, you can definitely snowball with the Cryptlord quite well. That's something that Juan oftentimes shows. But against a player of Soin's caliber, I don't think that would work out. How cool would a Dreadlord be also? A Dreadlord is even worse than a Cryptlord. We do indeed have a different map again. Really cool. I like this. We almost see the entire map pool. Now, for map 5, we go into Echo Isles. And here, I could have imagined a fast fiend build by 1-0 to have another new strat, but no, it's back to standard for 1-0. Tet fiend build. Did Moon retire? No. We didn't see Moon playing for a while, ever since DreamHack, I guess. But he's gonna be back next week for TED Cup 8. We're gonna be covering TED Cup 8, of course. It's gonna be starting on Tuesday. And it's gonna be happening the whole week. Tuesday until the week after's Monday. And also there's something happening, like some Korean tournament thing, where he's part of Team DRX or something. Shout out to my boy, DMX. Woof, woof. Alright, so we got the standard here once more. Tet Fiend build against a CORSAIR, who for the first time this series is playing very aggro. Gonna force 1-0 here, probably into a narrow tower.
The town is under siege.
The 1-0 doesn't seem to be sweating it here so far. Didn't even use too many coils. Even if he should lose an Acolyte, he's got a replacement still because the Scouting Acolyte is still here. Oh, now quite a few Acolytes are actually hurt and in a bit of danger. Oh! Oh my god, the Acolyte almost died. Oof. The wolves expired. There was a little window there where the Acolyte almost died. Do you know why Lin isn't in TED Cup 8? I don't know. Honestly, I'm not even sure who's playing. I know Happy's playing. And Moon. I have no idea who else is. The super aggro Farseer style was played especially at the beginning of Farseer 800 Days. Over time, the orcs have moved away from this style because it usually results in the Farseer being stuck on low levels for a long time. Which is especially bad once tier 2 rolls around, where you would love to have level 3 Farseer to slow down the undead. Skelly being sent into the middle, trying to pick up the Dark Ranger soon. Soin was certainly successful in slowing down the DK. First hero for 1-0 doesn't even have level 2 yet, which is very annoying. You want to have that aura as quickly as you can. Soin didn't allow it. Nicely done. But again, the Farseer, of course, also suffering himself in the level department because of this. Once there's counting the seconds until the Dark Ranger appears. Good positioning by Soin. He's turning his back towards the undead, standing in between him and the creeps. Pit Lord! LOL. Oh, wait a minute. I remember now. Like half a year he played this with Necros and Unholy Frenzy. Oh, please tell me he's playing Unholy Frenzy. Come on, come on, come on. Okay, he's not staying tier 2. So it doesn't seem too likely that he's going to be playing Unholy Frenzy. Pit Lord, very cool. Style points. Look at that cleave against all these Murlocs. What you say? Gloves of Haste. Actually really good for the Pit Lord. The Pit Lord is like the Demon Hunter. Everything you find from these camps is great. Ring, claws, circlets, gloves. And of course you can also buy claws. Double slaughterhouse. What?
A player's forces are under attack.
Is he playing Pit Lord A-bombs? What is this? I'm trying to figure out what the plan here is. I've never seen this before. But I am certainly intrigued.
A player's forces are under attack.
1-0 might just play dual hero with this, trying to level the DK and Pit Lord a lot. It seems like a very weird choice. Not having Nova, not having Orb on a Lich seems weird. But Orb Focus Fire doesn't work very well with mass A-bombs anyways. If it is A-bombs. We don't know yet. Oh, it is A-bombs. Lol.
A player's forces are under attack.
Well, A-bombs can work out pretty well against headhunters. There is, however, a problem called Kodo Beast. Oh wow, so even able to creep the Gargantuan camp away from the opponent. We have lots of creeps still left on Soin's side of the map. I'd say this game is looking pretty damn good for Soin. And 1-0 might once again be getting a little too cute for his own good.
A player's
We'll see.
forces are under attack.
You certainly want disease cloud with these A-bombs as well, but the lumber is a bit low for 1-0 right now. Should perhaps make a 4th ghoul to have more lumber. Alright, crystal ball. Oh, claws +9 for the pit lord, by the way. He's got almost perfect items. DK's not level 3 yet, which is not so good for 1-2-0. Here comes the shadow.
A player's forces are
A-bombs on the way. Hallelujah, baby. I hope he goes for cannibalize. Cannibalize super cheap. 75 gold only. Oh, is that level 3? Oh, it is. That's a big deal. The funny thing is, even if Kodos get a Devour against an A-bomb, they take forever to digest. So, oftentimes you can free the A-bombs still. And also, the Kodos, once they're full, can't devour the next one, obviously.
Player's forces are
Triple A-bomb. No disease yet. Oh, this looks like a horrible position for 1-0. Berserkers could have had a great concave right there. But alright, in we go. Here's the Kodo. Dodging the Devours for now. Oh, Pit Lord, heavy target. Stomp could be coming in a moment, but got the Imbu Potion actually. One A-bomb was devoured. We do have Disease Cloud now. Heal scrolls would be huge. The cleave is working out quite well. DK still have lots of mana left, by the way. There's the next coil. Is this working? Hitlord level 3. That's a big level up. Oh, he gets another kill. Oh my god. 54 supply for 1-0. And yes, the Kodo has eaten one A-bomb. But even with that, still a big army.
Forces are under attack.
It's so funny that this actually works. Seems like 1-0 can't do anything wrong today. I think you'd also get the next Invo Potion from the shop.
A player's forces are under attack.
Oh, wow. Dude, there's too many items for the Pit Lord to pick up. He's got triple claws, double gloves, and ring. I feel like he kind of also needs an invuln, though. Doesn't he? Oh my god, this Pit Lord is so strong. Dude! Oh, and here comes the Creepjack. One Kodo can eat, but the other is still digesting. Oh, the cleave. The cleave is crazy. Oh, look at that cleave, dude. Pit Lord doesn't have the Invo Potion, remember, so this is a bit scary, I guess. Decent splits by Soin, but he's just splitting the units. He's not really finding a lot of target fire. We'd love to see some armor upgrades on these A-bombs, by the way. I'm not sure if you researched any. Alright, the first A-bomb is going to get devoured in a moment by the first Kodo. Oh, next Kodo gets a snack off. But look at that, dude. 1-0 is doing it with mass A-bombs in the late game. Soin is really good against the standard style, it seems. Against the standard Tet Fiend build with Dark Ranger and all that, Soin has really figured out how to do it. But against 1-0's wacky strats, he's lost. Soin is lost. Oh, and the Farseer died, and so does the Shadow, and that's GG. 4-1 for 1-2-0. Drops the first map, but comes back strong in the next ones. 1-0 finishing off the season with a 4-1. This gives him 2 points. He's going to have 12 points now total. And with that takes 3rd place in the Rejuvenation Cup. Behind Happy and Lynn, we have 1-0.